Hello, Smegheads. I'm Ben Gilman, and welcome to Smug Mode, a Red Dwarf podcast where we discuss episode by episode the cult sci-fi comedy classic. I'm joined as always by Tom Hill.
Hey.
And Troy Salmon.
Sup?
And today we are going to be talking about episode 4 of season 1, Waiting for God. So basically this one is about Holly has found a unidentified object near to Red Dwarf, brings it aboard. Obviously, Rimmer thinks it's a alien pod with a beautiful alien woman with 6 breasts. Dear God. And we find out that Lister is wondering where the cat is. The cat's been disappearing, and we find out that there's we found out about the cat's race history, their Bible, their books, and one of the last people left alive on board the ship. So what did you guys think of this one?
You know what? I was like, it was all right. You know what I'm saying? It could have been better, to be fair. So I remember what Tom said last time. It was like, it could have been better, to be fair. It was a good one.
Because last week, we were going to kick the shit out of it. Pretty much. Right. I thought it was better in the first half than the second half.
Yeah. That's what it was. Go on, Tom. Go on, Tom.
No, it's my least favourite episode of season 1, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
There's enough laughs in it to make it funny. It's interesting. It develops certain things. I think my biggest problem with it is it's the first time that I actually properly dislike Cat. He's so selfish in this episode that I actually found that I didn't like him, whereas I hadn't felt that way about the character before that point.
And not in a funny way either. This is the thing. This is the first time where you're not laughing with Cat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he was literally.
He's a dick, but it's quite funny. But we'll get to next week. But he's just an arsehole. Yeah.
But I mean, literally, the other cat, because you've got that. I guess he's like a priest cat, who's been He's a blind priest who's obviously been the only other person on board for years with Cat, and has probably looked after him. To be honest, because I always wondered how Cat got food before he was shown how to get food by.
Yeah.
So
I wondered, where did he come from? I was like, where the heck? Where's this different part of the ship?
Yeah. So I'm guessing this cat basically taught him how to fend for himself. So he should have quite a strong relationship with the guy.
Yeah.
Instead, the guy say to him, "He's dying. Why should you care?" He said, "I don't care." It's like,
Straight savage Cat.
I don't care. Just look at my shoes. Look at my feet. Look at my feet.
I'm telling you about my feet.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But I mean, it's amusing, but it's not funny.
I know it kind of died a little bit. Yeah, throughout it was dying.
The one thing, the reason why I don't think it's funny is because normally Red Dwarf is very good at a swerve turn. And sorry, Troy, me and Tom had a brief discussion of this off air yesterday. We both agree, because we were excited for the recording.
Yeah.
We both agree that the halfway point when the garbage pod's revealed, the joke is kind of not as funny. Later, because normally loads of examples. This is Tom's idea actually. He brought this up. Because I was wondering why the second half falls off a cliff. It's the moment Lister and reveals to the audience it's a garbage pod from Red Dwarf. And that's not normally like Red Dwarf is very good at last minute comic turns, swerves to make you laugh.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen here for the first time. You're not laughing a lot with them. And the person
right.
Good.
Got a point there.
I mean, it does still allow them to have certain comedy in that Rimmer the whole time is believing it's going to be this stasis pod with beautiful aliens or a warrior or whatever it is.
Yeah. What are they called? The Garby. What are they called? Instead of the alien was. Yeah.
But as soon as Lister realizes it's a garbage pod, because he worked in waste disposal and Rimmer never did, he's kind of like, okay, fine. He doesn't tell Rimmer because Holly thinks it's funny, but he's then not bothered by it anymore. So he's getting perfectly good sleep, and then Rimmer sort of wakes him up because of the alien excitement and that kind of thing. So there is comedy. I understand why they did it, because there were jokes that they could do with the whole Rimmer not being able to sleep and then screaming in Lister's ear, and when he wakes up going, "You okay?"
Yeah. Lister!
And there's a bit when he goes, he says, "Listen to check it out." And then he's just like, oh, look at him, just running, and he runs as well. That made me laugh. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like the weakest part is the cat background. For a lot of Red Dwarf fans, it's people really hate the cat. I don't know what Promised Land's done because it feels like it's the first time they've ever touched on that since. There are things I've got a good list here. Lister is a dirty bastard. I know we see more of this later on, but this is the first real time you see Lister smearing food on his clothes and generally a dirty, sloppy bastard, isn't
he? He's like, every time he's just dropping stuff and he's eating, it's like, oh my gosh. What is wrong with you?
I'm pretty sure I don't remember him being back twice in season 1, but he's not back until season 3 now. Talkie Toaster gets some good stuff.
Yeah.
Let's Talking Toast. I want to do something more with my life. I was like, what?
Some stars.
I feel you, Toaster. I feel you. I was like, oh man, feel sorry for it. I was like, will he ever get any more? I don't know, because you guys said it was literally that was his last appearance, was it? Was that the one until like season 3?
Season 4 is when he reappears again.
Oh, 4, okay.
I think, yeah.
I mean, there's a great. Lister says to the toaster, "Look, I'm busy," and he goes, and the toaster just replies, "Oh, you're not busy eating toast, are you? I toast, therefore I am."
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that line. There we go. I've toast, therefore I am. Yeah,
it is my raison d'etre. Yeah.
And I've noticed something. It's something I've never picked up on before. Rimmer's getting history wrong.
Yeah.
Now, I picked up on this last week, and he said classical music, Beethoven, Mozart, Motorhead. That I paid attention to. I thought he was just being like, "That's good music," but then he said Wilfred Shakespeare.
Wilfred.
Running joke. Obviously, we're recording these in blocks, so I've taken notes.
That's a good shout, Ben. That's a good shout. I forgot about that. Literally, he's getting it wrong.
Because I'm taking notes for the podcast, I'm beginning to pay more attention to things, and it's very noticeable. That made me laugh. Wilfred Shakespeare. Also, he puts his underpants on coat hangers. Lovely. Absolutely wish we had just the image of that.
Oh my gosh, it's insane. Oh, I love when the Lister's rocks up there when the guy was dying, the older cat was dying, and he's got the donut on his head. He's got the sausage about to hit the cat with it, and he goes, "Oh yeah." He goes to a normal state afterwards. I was dying.
There is some good lines here though, like cat because with the scene where Lister is. The smelling books is quite funny. Yeah, it's like a baby book. We find out, and Tom, you came up with a line yesterday. You spoke to me about. I can't remember what it was. It's something Rimmer said about Lister's shirt.
It's probably a novel by Wilfred Shakespeare.
That's the one. Yeah, that made me laugh. And then Cat's like, and he's like, "I am your god," and Cat just gives him the food and he goes, "Turn that into a woman." Don't know why. Just died laughing.
To a woman, yeah. I was like, and it cost Lister. He goes, "Was your face looks inside out or something like that?" I was like, "What the?" Because he said he's ugly. I don't know where he got me. He goes, "Why would you choose that face? It's your god." I was dying.
I'll put it in my diary for next week. Lunch with God. And
Also, and tomorrow I find something to have sex with. It just got quite a reaction from the female people.
Right.
The females in the crew just kind of squealed with delight with that one. I'm gonna have fun to have sex with.
The thing that I think about actually with Cat is that I realised more and more as I've rewatched season 1 that they've given him a much more cat-like personality than in any other series. He doesn't give a shit unless you're doing something for him.
Yeah.
Which is what a cat is like, in fairness.
Yeah.
So I understand why he's quite disconnected and doesn't really care. It's because they're actually portraying him as a cat.
Yeah.
Whereas he becomes more human as the show goes on.
Yeah. The cat would do anything unless you're actually doing something for him. The real cat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
More cat-like at this point. Oh yeah, plus the alien reference.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and talking of the alien, I love the bit where he's going, imagine Lister, Rimmer says to Lister in the bunk room, imagine Lister, a woman with 6 breasts. No, Lister says that to Lister. No, Lister says,
imagine making love to a woman with 6 breasts.
And then Rimmer hits the immortal line, imagine making love to a woman, which just about sums him up.
That's what I'm saying, because I'm the alien line, because literally I'm a massive alien fan. When he goes, there's a squiggly, slimy alien sticking to your face. And then Lister just kind of pretending to be like start suffocating. I was dying. I was making me laugh.
And apparently, Craig Charles decided to put that in the script, and the directors decided, yeah, sure, okay.
The suction thing on the glass?
Yeah. I watched in Craig Charles.
Yeah, I love the just doing it off the cuff. I like it, man. I love it.
Kick out.
That's what you gotta do sometimes. That's the best work, you know what I mean? Do your top of the dome to the end.
Beer milkshake as well, actually. Lister's having beer milkshakes.
Oh, yeah. Beer milkshake. I was like, ugh.
Brilliant idea.
Ugh. Beer milkshake.
Like beer with milkshake. No.
That'd be horrible. Being egg, savory and sweet. I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, there is one thing. He also says Palumbo. He gets Palumbo.
Oh, yeah.
America. Trench coat, where discovered America.
The man in the dirty Mackie discovered America.
Yeah, there you go, Tom. Yeah.
I was like, that's the second one. Okay, I wrote that down. I've also noticed something. Have you guys noticed about the ladder in the dorm room? This is something I've picked up. Like the ladder appears and disappears at will in the bunk beds.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've noticed that.
I noticed it now. It's driving me up the wall.
I'm like, where the heck did that come from?
I don't know why the ladder's not there. And then it's not there. And I've pointed out to my wife and she doesn't care. But, well, she thinks it's because at night time the ladder's away. But who moves the ladder? Do you see my point?
Yeah.
Because Rimmer can't pick it up.
Maybe it's an electrical one and Holly.
Yeah, it's probably the mechanical, just the hologram takes care of it.
Yeah, I'm paying too much attention to it, but I've noticed it watching this back to back and doing it multiple times to take notes. It's just, these are the type of things I am like a really nerdy guy on.
So yes, meticulous. I like it.
Oh yeah, and there's the cat does. He made me laugh for some reason with "I'm smooth" with a capital Smooth, which was nearly the name of this podcast. It was one of the final.
It was one of the runners, yeah.
To a capital Smooth. That would be a good title, to be fair. That is one of the good ones.
Yeah, too late.
Oh yeah, I love talk. Laddie. I love.
Also, it's one of the first times that Rimmer goes on about how he should have had the breaks.
Yeah.
He always talks about how crap Lister is, but he says, "I could have been God if I'd had the same breaks you did." It's like, well, actually, there weren't any breaks involved in that. You're just making excuses, and it's an excuse that he comes back to over so many episodes, over so many series. If I'd had the breaks, I could have done this.
Yeah, it says literally in every episode.
He's making excuses for himself.
Could have done this. Every time he takes a test, he fails it. It's like, what the heck? Talk about breaks. Talk about breaks.
Because you notice now they're beginning to dig into, because List is coming back at him as regularly all the time now. On that,
yeah, he's got the rebuttals on lock.
He's beginning to knuckle into him now, isn't he? So the friendship. I'm so funny. Their relationship's deteriorated so much already, and it will only get worse as we go forth.
Especially by the next episode, especially then.
Oh yeah, and they done what we decided. Apparently, viewers were originally going to discover that Lister lied about the results of his chef's exam from the previous greater detail. However, the writers decided to get it out of the way in Holly's open message, as this episode already had 2 plot lines. Good idea. Well, maybe it would have helped.
Also, it adds to the whole Holly being quite a sarcastic character. Is emphasised in that opening video bit going, no, you just have fun life can be sometimes.
Oh, we find out that since the first episode, the end, 18 weeks have passed since this has come out of stasis.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So, does anybody want to talk about the cat guy? Because we warned you last week this is going to be a very short episode.
Apparently, I don't know the name of the cat guy, but apparently he's quite a famous actor. But he had real trouble with playing this character. He couldn't remember the lines, and he had lots of issues with filming his stuff. Apparently, but yeah,
yeah, okay. You can tell he's just like doing the same thing over and over again. He's just kind of just like trying to go through the motions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he didn't get the concept of Red Dwarf as a show.
Yeah.
Like, okay, fine, give me the lines.
Danny John Jules. There we go.
Especially because it's sci-fi. I've heard actors like John Hurt when he was the war doctor. He just said, "I just spoke the words, mate. Didn't understand what bloody bollocks was happening. Just turned out a bit, went home."
Okay, so how many minutes in does a Doctor Who reference come from, Ben?
Oh, there we go. There we go. We got him.
I haven't talked about Doctor Who in
quite a we got him.
It's not Charmed, Mr. Serial Killer. How many times have you been bringing up Charmed? Quite a lot.
In fairness, he brought it up as a show, so that's quite reasonable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but
however misguided, it is reasonable.
That
was side jab out there.
No, see, both of you, then we're done here. also one more thing. You see Rimmer's fickle side a bit as well in the opening with Captain Hollister. Like, I really love Captain Hollister when he hears Lister's
was that
data. Yes, it was.
Episode 4. The next episode.
That was the next one, isn't it?
It's episode 4.
Oh, is it? Okay, fair enough. Yeah, no, when he gets the captain's like, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
And then he starts butt kissing Captain Hollister because he's not there anymore. And then it's even worse. It's a worse review, and then Rimmer just goes, I hate the point.
Oh, yeah,
why do you feel like next episode? It feels like next episode to me for some reason.
I thought that was the next episode.
Yeah.
It's this one. I've written it down. Trust me. Trust me.
We're on it. I want to make a point, actually, because it comes up in a later episode how long Lister's been working for the company, which is only 8 months.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but in Captain Hollister's notes, it says that he's requested sick leave due to diarrhea on no less than 500 occasions.
Yes!
Which means he must have requested that at least 3 times a day, every day of his career at Red Dwarf.
Wow!
I didn't realise that. Oh, yes, that's the one.
Me and Troy used to work with people like that in our previous job.
Yeah.
Always sick, but
never Ben, the amount of sick leave, oh my days.
Yeah, the same people as well, but we're not going to name where. But
no.
The amount of people me and him have seen at our last job that got away with murder, like always sick but never fired. Oh boy! I still love him. Remember that. Wouldn't want to work with Lister though. Wouldn't mind him.
Wouldn't want to work with Series 1 or Series 2 Lister, but after that, I might maybe.
Yeah, there's character progression going on.
Yeah.
So let's finish this episode early because, I think we've extended it worse than we could have. Really. Because there's not much to say.
Wait, did you bring up the chicken?
Oh, yeah, the chicken. Gregor! With an extra A.
Gregor Warrior, yes.
Gregor! He looks like a chicken.
It must be a form of a chicken.
It was better than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
And as Tom said, this is the least good episode of season 1.
Yeah, I can tell. It was just basic.
Good next week. I've got some stuff to talk about next week.
Yeah.
Oh, confidence and paranoia next week, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, that's all for now, people. So it's goodbye for me.
Goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
And we'll see you next week for Confidence and Paranoia, episode 5 of season 1. Now, fuck off, you smegheads.